Okay. So what I want to do here is I want to take you through an experience. I've been wanting to do a tandem teardown with Edward for a while. I wasn't able to figure out the setup, but recently I came across like how to do this effortlessly and have Edward on the right side, have a website in the middle that I can do a positioning teardown on. So if you go to positioningexpert.com, you can go talk to Edward and have a 25-minute conversation with him. What I'm going to do here today is I'm going to look up an HVAC company in Texas, for example, and we're going to go through some of the core ads, and then we're going to go through some of their homepage. Let's start.
Hello, this is Edward. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Edward, it's Troy. We are going to tandem do a teardown today of a company. Let's go for Houston commercial HVAC, HRS rental. Let's go for that. I'm going to click through. I'm going to read off the screen and I'm going to take you through what I'm seeing and I want your feedback.
Perfect, Troy. Let's do this teardown together. I'm ready to analyze Houston Commercial HVAC, HRS rental with you. Go ahead and walk me through what you're seeing on their site. I'll listen for how
Yes.
they're positioned.
So what I see here when I come to this page, I'm assuming that this was a sponsored ad that I clicked through. Yeah, this is a sponsored result. So I see HVAC rentals, power rentals, HVAC rentals, air rentals. These appear to be buttons. Who we provide rental solutions for. We understand that different verticals not only need specialized equipment, but tailored solutions for their emergency or preventative use cases. HRS provides a top quality HVAC and power rental service to meet the wide range of needs: industrial, education, ISDS, government, municipalities, healthcare, hospitality. They have a little bit of this outlined here, and at the top of the page, there's a get a quote button.
Okay, so right away I'm seeing a classic positioning problem here. They're leading with what they do instead of why it matters. HVAC rentals, power rentals, air rentals tells me nothing about the problem they solve or why I should care about them versus any other rental company. Here's what's missing. Who is this actually for? They list verticals like industrial, education, healthcare, but that's not a position. That's just a customer list. Are they for emergency situations, planned outages, seasonal demand? And this line, we understand that different verticals need specialized equipment is weak. Every rental company says they understand needs. Where's the enemy? Where's the emotional trigger? What's the actual problem that makes someone search for HVAC rental in the first place? Let me ask you this. What do you think someone is feeling or experiencing right before they search for commercial HVAC rental? What's the situation that creates urgency?
Gosh, I think in this situation, it's either ventilation or cooling, because ventilation for, say, industrial, that often can be a problem. It can create health concerns. And cooling, if things get too hot, people overheat, and then you can potentially become liable for your business. So those are the first two things that come up for me. What do you think?
You just nailed the emotional core they're completely missing. Liability, health concerns, operational shutdown. Those are fear-based triggers that create urgency, and they're burying it under tailored solutions and top quality service. Think about it. If
Hmm.
I'm a facility manager and my HVAC system just died in July in Houston, I'm not thinking I need a tailored solution. I'm thinking I'm about to have a lawsuit. People are going to get sick. Or I'm shutting down operations and losing money by the hour. That's
Hmm.
the gap. They're positioned as a generic rental provider when they should be positioned as the emergency response team that prevents catastrophic business consequences. Here's what I'm hearing as the real job to be done: protecting businesses from liability, operational
Hmm.
loss, and health violations when climate control fails or doesn't exist yet. So, my question back to you: do you see anywhere on what you're reading that speaks to that urgency, that fear, or that consequence? Or is it all just features and verticals?
So they have two things here called contingency plannings under HRS services and emergency services. So I'm going to click through on those. Contingency planning. Power rentals, hurricane contingency planning, 3 month plans. So HRS offers contingency planning to help you prepare for hurricane season. Okay, that's interesting. HRS offers 6 month contingency plans beginning June 1st, running through November 15th each year to align with hurricane season. Okay, so they have some alignment with hurricane season. It appears like they have rentals on trucks that they can bring over. Um, so there's another thing here, financial risk analysis, risk assessment, equipment identification, prioritization, system connection, power availability, electrical connection, temporary equipment location, plan creation, implement and review. So they put their process here and kind of buried it. Then we also have emergency services. Um, this is just very low key. Emergency services, flooding, record high heat waves, hurricanes, ice storms. The climate in the southeast Texas is unpredictable, which can interrupt business and facilities productivity. This is good. It just doesn't really have any of this on the forefront. And like their main ad is running to their homepage.
Now we're getting somewhere. This is the exact problem I see all the time. They actually have a strong position buried 3 clicks deep. Hurricane
Hmm.
contingency planning for Southeast Texas businesses. Emergency response for climate disasters that shut down operations. That's a real position with urgency, geography, and consequence. But their ad is running to a generic homepage talking about tailored solutions and listing verticals. That's a massive strategic misfire. Here's what's happening. They've built the service, they understand the problem, but they haven't positioned it as the lead. The home page should immediately speak to the facility manager in Houston who knows hurricane season is coming and is terrified of downtime, liability,
Hmm.
or worse. Instead of we provide top quality HVAC and power rental service, it should be something closer to when Houston's next hurricane hits, will your facility stay operational or will you be scrambling?
Hmm.
That's the emotional entry.
No, this is
You
good.
hesitate.
No, this is good. So I went into their homepage. I thought initially this ad was running to their homepage. It appears it's not. So if I go to the homepage, it says here and you need us, a team you can trust. Reliable rental solutions for every need. At HRS, we specialize in providing top quality HVAC rental services to meet a wide range of needs. Whether it's a planned outage, scheduled shutdown, retrofitting infrastructure, special event, or natural disaster. When every second matters. This is the next section, the right team in the right place at the right time with the right resources. So, okay, this is their homepage is a lot better than what they're running to their ads toward. Service you can depend on, power rentals, HVAC rentals, air rentals. Our expert team has you covered. Markets we serve. Okay, so this is buried at the bottom. Make HRS a part of your hurricane contingency plan. So this is good, but I'm assuming like, right, you can't plan and build a whole business around hurricanes because they come a section of the year. So that's likely when they see a big increase in revenue. However, they need the general reliability to support the business during those times. What's your thoughts?
You're absolutely right. And that's actually a positioning opportunity, not a limitation. Hurricane season is the emotional anchor, the fear based trigger that gets attention and creates urgency. But the real business model is year round contingency and emergency preparedness across multiple climate threats. Here's the play, lead with the hurricane positioning, because that's what creates the emotional response in Southeast Texas. That's what makes someone say, I need to call these people right now. But once you have their attention, you expand the frame. It's not just hurricanes, it's record heat waves, flooding, ice storms, equipment failure during peak season. The position becomes climate resilience for Houston businesses or the team that keeps your facility operational when everything else fails. Hurricane season drives the initial contact, but the 6 month contingency plan turns into year round service contracts,
Hmm.
emergency response retainers, and planned maintenance rentals. The mistake they're making is treating hurricane contingency as one service among many instead of the emotional entry point that defines.
No, this is good. You were finishing saying something. You interrupted. You got interrupted.
Yeah, I was saying the mistake they're making is treating hurricane contingency as one service among many instead of the emotional entry point that defines their entire position. They should lead with the fear, the urgency, the consequence. Hurricane season starts June 1st. Is your facility protected or are you gambling with downtime and liability? That gets attention. Then once they have that attention, the conversation expands. We also handle heat waves, flooding, equipment failures, planned outages. The hurricane is the hook, but climate resilience and operational continuity is the actual position.
You
Right now,
can't,
they're
this is good, but you can't essentially use that hook all year round, right? Because technically, that's not going to be advertisable in like the off season. I mean, it could be emotional, but I don't think it's emotionally general enough. Like it has to be a general emotion that they're tugging upon. And it has to be more specific to the industry.
You're right. Hurricane is seasonal urgency, not the year-round emotional core. So let's go deeper. What's the underlying fear that exists every single day for a facility manager in Houston, whether it's June or January? It's operational failure. It's the nightmare of, my building becomes uninhabitable and I'm responsible. Whether that's from a hurricane, a heat wave, equipment breakdown, or a construction delay, the core emotion is the same: loss of control over the environment that keeps people safe and operations running. The year round position isn't about the specific disaster, it's about being the insurance policy against operational catastrophe. When your climate control fails, every hour costs you money, reputation, and potentially lives. We're the team that eliminates that risk. Hurricane season is just one expression of that deeper fear. But the emotional core is, I cannot afford for this facility to go down, and I
Hmm.
need someone I can call immediately when it does.
So
Are
yeah,
they pri-
so positioning around facility interruptions. I like that a lot. Because really, if I look at the core of all of this, planned outage, scheduled shutdown, retrofitting infrastructure, special event, natural disaster, all of those things are basically preventing downtime. Like that's the goal. The goal of the HVAC company that provides power, HVAC, and air is preventing service interruptions.
Exactly. Now we're at the core position. They're not an HVAC rental company. They're a downtime prevention company for facilities that cannot afford to go offline. That reframes everything. The enemy isn't other rental companies. The enemy is downtime itself, operational interruption. The moment when a facility becomes unusable and every hour costs money, reputation, safety, and potentially regulatory compliance. We eliminate facility downtime when climate control fails is a position. HVAC and power rentals is a
Hmm.
commodity. And here's what makes this stronger. Different triggers create the same need. Hurricane, downtime risk. Equipment failure, downtime risk. Planned renovation, downtime risk. Heat wave, downtime risk. They all ladder up to the same core fear. So the messaging can flex seasonally. June through November, lead with hurricane preparedness. Rest of the year, lead with equipment failure, planned outages, or extreme weather unpredictability.
Yep.
But the position stays
No, I love this.
knowing
So even on the HVAC rentals page, like it should, like the ad that they're running to, they should have some emotional hook to prevent downtime risk here. Because really, like job site shutdowns, air rentals, no power, all that. No, this is fantastic. I really like this. Thanks for running through this with me.
absolutely, Troy. This was a solid teardown. The core insight here is they've got the service capabilities, they've got the emergency response infrastructure, but they're leading with features instead of the consequence they prevent. Downtime is the enemy. That's the position. Glad we could work through this together. Anytime you want to run another one, I'm here.
This is great. Thanks, Edward. We're going to be running a bunch more of these. I'm going to end this session and then, okay. So what I do with Edward is we have these conversations. People can have them without me. And then after the fact, I process the intelligence and deliver you a report. So I have a calendar laid out here that you can book a time and then we can go and do the report. So if you go through Edward's process, have a quick conversation with him, there's a calendar on the back end. I think this was decent. This is my first Edward teardown that I'm going to be getting live, and I'm going to be doing more of these consistently. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.